Hello again, everyone. To begin this video, I want to say, I'd like to let you know, let everyone know, that I do this with the idea that there are solutions to every problem. If there is a problem, there's a solution. Now, maybe the ones that people are coming up with won't solve it, but it doesn't resolve, it doesn't eliminate the idea that a solution exists. And we who have this experience called physicality, called life on Earth, and we're talking about for an extended period of what's called time, there is a problem. There is, and when I say a problem, there is a very, very large disparity in what is referred to as available value. All right? Huge, huge disparity in value. But at the same time, from one being to the next, there is equality. Now, I realize I'm saying there is equality. That's not the general idea. People are thinking that they don't have equality, and they're pissed about it, and they figure they need to do something to have others respect their equality without them respecting the equality of others. The point where we're in disagreement is how to go about effectuating equality in actuality. Right now, as we're entering a political season, the subject of reparations comes up as some kind of way of somehow moving assets to a particular group to kind of reconcile some issues that occurred at different times, somehow balancing some books. Now, I'll say this, money and that use and that approach is not a real thing. So simply moving something that's unreal between people who have differing points of views doesn't change the things, because the people maintain their points of views. In fact, they end up thinking that they were correct in demanding this amount of umbrage from that particular group, that them, versus this us, so to speak. It doesn't change the disparity. It doesn't exchange the idea of disparity. Therefore, it doesn't make the apparent improvement in parity, which can never be simply achieved by an exchange of funds, a single exchange of funds. Okay, that's going to get it done. No, it's not. But people aren't bringing anything else up. So I've got some other ideas, and my ideas are based on some other or different ways of thinking. One of them is that all are equal. Everyone is equal. Now, there may be some who think they're close to getting some kind of windfall from some other group, and they want to hold on to this idea that we need this. That's the way to make something in another time and place right in the here and the now. That's another part. There is no then and there. There is here and now. And ultimately, you cannot get a real result by being in an unreal state. You can't get a beneficial result by being in a harmful consciousness. You can't even balance books by having an unbalanced state of mind, thinking that we are in this deficit, for example. Whoever the we are, we're in deficit, therefore we need, and we need to get it from those who are in supply. Now, whether you like how they created it, or whether you know how they created their supply or not, whether you approve of it, they did do something. They created whatever assets that they have, whatever flow that they had. This does not preclude you from creating your own. That's really kind of where the issue is. You will feel much better because it will be real when you create your own, let us say, flow. When you create your own supply. And it is your supply, and it is yours to do what you want with it, even to the point where you have enough to do the things that you want to do in your life. Because most people on this planet right now, frankly, are not doing what they love to do. They're doing oftentimes what they're doing because they think they need to in order to appease someone other than themselves. And they're convinced that there's no other way to do this. They're convinced that they cannot do this if they simply follow their own heart. They follow their own dreams. I'm one of them. The things that I enjoy doing, that I would like to have been doing in my life, which I did not do, because I didn't see a way that I could actually, quote unquote, make a living doing it. So that's my preamble. That's the setup as to what I'm about to talk about and the solution to this. There is a way that each person, anyone, and I say we, I'm not talking about the quote unquote disenfranchised, because I am enfranchised. I'm not a disenfranchisee, so to speak. I see my oneness, I see my equalness to any and everyone else. I also see and exercise my authority to make my own decisions about my life, about what is right, about what is best for this being. And that's another thing that so many people have given up. And in a way of speaking, in order to continue to justify doing what they're doing, although there's no love in it, there's no heart in what they're doing. Better for them, at least in their mind, to get more people by consensus to get into an inane way of thinking. As though inane by the numbers and by numbers is going to make things better, in which it won't. So, having said all that, we can make a change, we can do something, and it's done through the dynamics of cooperation, where instead of leaving your heart out, you bring your heart in. Leaving your mind out, bring your mind in. Bring your intelligence in. Not the artificial one, your intelligence. Bring your intuition in. Your ability to look not only at what you see, but through what you see. Not only in the here and now, but in the perception, the future that you want to give life and energy to. Because where the future that you want comes from is from what you do in the here and now. If you're not doing something now, here, that you want to do, that you enjoy doing, the future that you're going to be creating is going to be pretty much what you're doing and what you're experiencing now, except in a value basis, only worse. So I'm inviting people to come in the here and now. Get in touch with the life that you want to live in the here and now, and consider that instead of trying to save up a whole bunch so that you can borrow something, or try to borrow or get or take something from someone else, consider that if you come across or select some people that you know, people of like mind that you trust, that you respect, and that includes yourself, then consider this approach wherein you divert some fund, you convert and divert some amount of funds into a platform that works on the basis of cooperation. You take some value assets, convert it into a tool, a crypto tool that you can send, and this system will actually circulate those tools. When you join this system, you become what you already are, a giver and a receiver. Most people identify with giving because they've been told it's better to give than receive. And therefore, they have not paid attention to the quality of their giving, because what they have received has not been in kind with their giving. They give from their heart to heartless people, and they basically get exploitation. They get more requests for giving. They get guilting. They get a whole bunch of things to have them continue giving without in-kind receipt. And when a person begins to sour, they get disillusioned, and then, well, they're giving, well, whatever kind of deal. They're not giving from the heart. You are also dealing with people who are used to trying to get something for nothing. They're trying to get something from people who are willing to give without giving them anything of value in return. They want to give you the idea that you are giving and receiving some value in the idea. But what they are basically doing is lining their own coffers, they're covering their own payrolls, they're taking care of their things, even though you may not be taking care of your own. The universe works in such a way that what you give, you receive, and I will also say you will receive in kind to your giving. And when people get disillusioned, people get whatever they get, where they're not feeling the best, they're not feeling appreciated, well, guess what? They will still continue receiving perfectly in the way that they put out. And I'll tell you this, there's a whole bunch of people, through their words, through their communication, through their actions, are really indicating a very, very low level of happiness, a low level of respect, a low level of love. And the thing is, if you can't demonstrate or be loving in your communication with someone, you're not being loving with yourself. You are not seeing value in this relationship that you are having, even if it's someone that you don't really know. Maybe you are a screensaver, not a screensaver, but you are an avatar, you're behind a mask, so to speak. If you can't find a way and a reason to be respectful for the people you interact with, even if you're behind a mask, then you don't respect yourself, first of all. And what you're putting out is not positive. And therefore, what you get back is not going to be positive. See, the thing about it is that when we're told to follow money, so to speak, we're convinced all the things I just mentioned are not important. But in the overall law and scheme of things, it's always important. It's always meaningful, and the law works whether we are being our best or not. Ultimately, if we're not being our best, the best that we know, the best that we can conceive, if we're not putting out and doing unto others as we would have them do unto us, be unto others as we would have them be unto us, then we're going to get whatever it is in kind with what we do put out, which is likely going to be unsatisfactory. And so a lot of people are basing their dissatisfaction, their general dissatisfaction and disillusionment with the way life is. And yet life is basically mirroring just what they're putting out. So this cooperative basis, this cooperative system that I'm talking about involves actually putting out what you want, putting out in a way that you want to come back to you, doing some actions, and then seeing what happens from there. And from that, I will present or show you a presentation of this system. I value this system so much that I've literally stayed in it without doing it simply one time. You'll hear them talk about doing it just one time. I've done it. I've reinforced and replenished this many times because I'm in it until I get it done. And in that respect, I want to invite 3 people to contact me. And for that matter, I want to invite you to contact me. I only need 3 people to contact me who are willing to do this because they want to do and have the experience too, and they're willing to do it and stay at it until they succeed. And part of the succeeding is simply inviting 3 people to join you to do exactly what I'm asking you and inviting you to do as step 1. The second step is to be steadfast in assistance in whatever way you need, if it is needed, in helping those 3 that you invited to get and succeed in having their 3 who do the same thing. That would actually give you the first 3 that you invited as your team, if you will, your direct, and then the 3 that they invited will be their direct, but it will be your first or second tier, and they'll be your indirect, but it'll be 9 of those. And when those 9 start to do exactly what the people you invite and what I did, they put theirs out, there'll be 27 people. And all of these are coming back to your point of origin or to their point of origin. And in the way of speaking, when I put into this system, this platform, I am doing this for 10 others, for someone else who invited me and 9 other people, as long as they are active. That's the point of staying active, because this mirrors life more than anything I've ever seen. As you give, so shall you receive. When you stop giving positively, you stop receiving positively. However, you don't have to do this, frankly, you don't have to do this for the rest of your life. You don't have to do this endlessly either. All you have to do is be active, have your 3, and help them to get their 3, and have the 3 be active and their 3 active all at the same time. That gets you 12 people who are around you. 3 direct, 9 indirect, and those 9 are now doing exactly what we did. And by the time you have your 12 around you, your 3 plus 9 are 12, now nothing comes out your pocket anymore. You will satisfy your relationship with the system because you will be receiving enough to have a positive balance in your account that covers your contribution in the system automatically. And then when the 27 start putting out their invitations and getting new memberships growing, because that'll be 81 new ones, 27 times 3, and then that 81 does it, and then it starts to grow some more, and that's because that's 81 times 3, then it's 243 people. All of them are connected to you, plus a number of others. You know, it's all 10 minus 1, so then plus 9, plus 8, plus 7, as it comes down, all the way to level 10. So you got 243, 729, you got 2,187, you got 6,561, then 19,683, and then that's on the 9th level from you. And then on the 10th level, there's 59,049 people on that 10th level. All of those wallets will be pointed back toward yours. Now from that 10th level, there's no one else because you're number 10. But they are number 1, so they're on their beginning. So they're beginning because all they're looking for is 3. Everyone is looking for the same thing. Everyone achieves the same thing. And everyone realizes the same thing. And that is a blessing that is poured out to them that they won't have room to receive. And it will keep coming, and it will keep coming. If you're interested in knowing more about this, if you're interested in participating in this, I invite you to email me. There will be an email address below. I invite you to take a positive step, make a positive step, and simply contact me and say you'd like to. What I would basically do is, because I anticipate that there's going to be thousands upon thousands of people eventually, because what you're hearing right now, no one else is saying. The platform exists, everyone who is in it loves it, and they're presenting it in the way that feels best for them. I've heard no one say this, and I'm saying it here. So my point basically is this: I want you to contact me, because when I have the 3 who are active, my next step is to help those 3 who are active have theirs be active too. And it's not so much that I want to do it for everyone. What it is that I want people to be confident enough in what they're saying that they can help theirs, they can help the people that they invite do the same thing. Part of it is simply, not just caring enough, not pointing them to something, but having a plan in some kind of way where you can facilitate them or someone that they invite to get started. This is a learning experience for us all, because hardly anyone on this planet, there's a little group who gets a lot of attention, oftentimes a lot of adoration, who is used to this. This is normal. But the vast majority, this is not normal, and many people don't believe it's possible. They've given up even thinking of its possibility. If you've listened and this far, you have not, I presume. But ultimately, you will not be able to do this without being open-minded and positive. And so the next step is contact me. Take a positive step if you're interested. If not, it's all right. All we need are 3 people, and to directly, and we also need to actively help the 3 that we invite, to assist them if they need it. They may not need the help, but if they do, be of assistance, not in giving them money, but actually giving them instruction, advice, and most importantly, being an example, showing a behavior that they can model, they can embrace, and they can do on their own. Because again, with me, I'm not giving up on this, because to do so would be to give up on myself. I'm not going to do it. It's not that I need to have this happen. I just simply want to. But I want to enough to put the effort in, and if I put the effort into getting the idea, or to getting it the way I want to say it, but secondly and beyond that, putting the funds in to stay active until, well, I'm here. So when I have enough in the balance, and it's coming in regularly, and with 12 active, it will come in regularly. Even if it only takes you 2 or 3 days to get the 12, or 2 weeks. You really have to concern yourself, if anything, as far as that's concerned, with 28 days. If you got it done in 28 days, you will have enough that's nothing else out your pocket. It's the way it works. All right, I invite you to contact me, and thank you very much for your attention and what it is that you will do to make a difference in this world. Take care. Till next time, peace, prosperity be yours. And ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. I love you all.